Hi guys, we are talking about nouns today. So remember, a noun is a person, place, thing, or idea, and we symbolize nouns with the black triangle. So when you're symbolizing this work in your binder or on your paper, you're going to use the black triangle above your work. We're going to talk today about singular and plural nouns. What does that mean? Well, let me tell you. Singular, just a way of saying one. So you have one teacher in front of you right now. It's me, Ms. Laura. Hey. You have two teachers in class, though. That's me, Ms. Laura, and N. Two teachers, that's plural. Singular, just me. Plural, me and my friend N. Okay? All right. To make a plural, all you're going to do for most nouns is add an S. You guys already know that. So I have one cat, but actually I have two cats. All I do is add an S. Please note that I do not ever use an apostrophe to make a plural. That's not how you make a plural. You use apostrophes for other things, okay? Don't use an apostrophe. It's super wrong. One cat, two cats. However, you guys all also got this dandy sheet with a whole bunch of rules on how to make different kinds of plural, and that's what we're going to go through. You can use this for reference, and in fact, I want you to put this in your binders, but we're going to kind of talk through it right now, and if you have any questions, you can, of course, always contact me. All right, most of the time, you're just going to add that S. If the singular noun ends in an S or another letter combination that sounds like an S sound or similar, like a Z or a CH or something like that, you're going to actually add an ES to it. And this is easy, guys, because you can hear it when you say it. So I have the example they give on your sheet here is they meaning I, because I created this. A brush. But I have two brushes. You can hear it. Brushes. So I'm going to add an ES. We do that just because it's easier to say. It is hard for a mouth to say brushes. That's hard. So we add an E in between there to make it easier for our mouth to say it. That's all it is. It's pretty simple. If you don't know whether you should add it or not, just say it out loud. If you can hear that extra syllable, you're adding an E in between. Okay. When the singular noun ends in an O, you are also going to add an ES instead of a S. Not entirely sure why this is actually, but it is true. So the example they give here, tomato. I do not write it with just an S. I put an ES on the end. Actually, I think I know why. I think that if you just put an S on the end, I think that you would say that tomatoes, which would be weird. The ES helps you keep that vowel long. Wise. Wise are fun. I went to a party. But if I went to a whole bunch of parties, I would actually make a change here. Instead of just adding an S, like that is wrong. I'm actually going to change that Y into an IES. One party, multiple parties with an IES. And that's, again, because if you just had the YS, then you might say is or yus or something like that. Most of these spelling rules are based on the way that we naturally say things anyway. So party, parties with an IES. Here's another one that is definitely based on how we say things. If something ends in an F, not everything, but many things that end in an F. That was a bad example right there. Let's do this one. I'm going to change this, when I make a plural, I'm going to change the S into a V. And then I'm going to say it and see if you can't figure out why I change it into a V. So one life, many lives. F and V are really closely related in the way that your mouth is shaped. If you, actually you can try this. Say, and then just push some extra air through it. It's the same mouth shape. But when you're adding an S onto the end, it's really hard to say lives. It's much easier, and your mouth naturally just goes to lives. Now, the thing that is weird about this is that even though we often end up kind of making that V sound naturally, with some words that end in F, like the one I tried to do initially, roof, with that one, we just make our mouths muddle through, and we have roofs. My guess with that, honestly, is that, language is always changing, and sometimes linguistic just means language, sometimes linguistic change takes a while to catch up in our spelling, and so the way that we say things isn't always reflected in our spelling. My guess is that in another 100 years or so, this is going to be VES. But that doesn't help you. For you, it's still FS. Sorry, guys. There are exceptions to everything. And speaking of exceptions, there are some words, this is super fun, plural of deer. It's just deer. It just stays the same. You don't have deers. Same thing with sheep. One sheep, a flock of sheep. 3 sheep. They're just sheep. Some things we just leave the same. Oh my gosh. I added the S onto there because I was saying deer. Don't ever do that. It's actually just deer. Deer, deer. Okay, and then there are some that we call irregular nouns because they make their plurals in weird ways. So there's a list of these on your sheet here at the bottom. But as an example, this is one you guys all know, of course. The plural of man is men. The vowel in the middle changes. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different ways to make plurals. Isn't English fun? It actually is. There are rules to all of this, but it just means there's a lot of logic to memorize and understand. When in doubt, try saying it and see if that gives you a hint to what you should do to the end to make it plural. As always, you can always call me with questions, and you can use this as your reference. So, assignment time. Woot! You have 2 assignments in your folder. Activities 1A and 1B. For the first one, I've got a list of singular nouns. You're going to give me the plural of the noun. And for the second one, you're going to copy the sentence onto your paper, which you'll then put in your binder. And then you're going to correct any errors in the plural. So this is like an editing work put right into your grammar work. Let me show you really quick how this is going to be on your paper. So my first word here in activity 1A, where you're going to copy the singular form and then you're going to put the plural form next to it. My first word is leaf. If you can do cursive, I'd like you to try cursive. If you can't yet, that's okay. You guys are still learning it. So what I want to see in your notebooks is this, the way that I had it in the lesson here. You're going to make kind of a table, singular and plural. And here I wrote leaf, and then I'm going to write the plural under plural. And let's say it together, leaf, but I have lots of leaves. That's one of those F's that I changed to a V. Leaves. And you'll keep going through that. For the other one, I'm not going to write it all on here, but what I want you to do, oh yeah, maybe I will. So in your notebook or on your paper, you're going to write the donkeys carried pouches of gold. I just copied it exactly as it is on this sheet. Then right below it, and actually I shouldn't have done it on here because I don't have room. Right below it, I'm going to write each word. So that's not a noun. I don't even have to worry about it. Donkeys. I'm going to think, is the way that they made the plural of donkeys correct? And if I think it's correct, I'll just copy it just the way it is. Carried, again, not a noun. I don't have to worry about it. Pouches, is that correct? And if it is, I'll do it just the way it is. And if it's not, then I'll go ahead and correct it underneath. Same with donkeys of gold. Is that a plural or a singular? Well, it's a singular, so I don't have to worry about it. But underneath, you're going to write the sentence correctly, okay? And if you have questions about those, actually, you know what? Do your work first, and then if you have questions, you can check your work in a dictionary, or you can submit it to me, and I will check it first and then submit it to me, and I'll let you know if you missed any mistakes. All right, that's been a very long lesson, so I'm going to let you guys go. As always, let me know if you have questions. All right, bye.